Hi guys, Medieval Squirrel here with the first part of my Kroq Gar Mortal Empires Let's Play. Now we're going to be doing this on very hard difficulty. Let's have a quick look at the faction effects and then we'll jump straight on in. So, Kroq Gar's faction has a minus 10% upkeep for all units. Kroq Gar himself has a further minus 50% upkeep for Saurus and Cold One units within his army. He gives his army a plus 10 leadership bonus with an extra plus 10 for Stegodon, Bastillodon, Pterodon and Carnosaur units. All of those units also get a plus 20 to their armour, and on top of that his army has a plus 25% ambush success chance. Now this is a modded playthrough. We're going to be using the Recruit Defeated Legendary Lords mod, level 50 Lords mod and the Better Camera mod. So without further ado, let's jump straight on in.
O mighty Kroq Gar, you find yourself far from home on an expedition to the Southlands. Yet you are not alone here. Other lizardkin may be found nearby, although their interpretation of the Great Plan may differ from yours. I advise caution. Beyond the jungles lie the barren deserts of the dead. You will find no allies here, and the mountains are not hospitable to your kind. Yet they will need to be crossed if you are to join your geomantic strands to the nodes in Lustria. Beware, too, of the living. The warm bloods that dwell in these lands make constant war upon one another, and will be hostile to your cohorts also. Build your strength, then move against them in force. Fulfillment of the Great Plan depends upon your control of the Southland's ferocious lord. Expand your realm, conquer the warm bloods, and bring the designs of the old ones to fruition.
Okay guys, let's jump straight on in. Thank you very much, advisor. When it loads. Okay, so we've got our first chapter objective: occupy, loot, raise or sack 3 different settlements. Definitely going to be doing that. So let's have a quick look at the objectives before we start going through. Chapter objectives, so maintain 25 units in total, only really doable with 2 armies. Win 3 battles, definitely going to happen. Recruit a hero, possibly. Ensure that you've got a sacred spawning cavern, going to be doing that this turn. And complete 3 missions. Okay, so taking a very quick look at diplomacy before we go for a brief overview of the campaign. We want to be friendly with the dwarves.
Aye.
So we're going to go for a non-aggression pact and a military access pact, because we don't want them hitting us regardless of where we go. Now this one's a little bit controversial. I'm going to break all of the treaties that I've got with Teotihuacan. It's going to give us a low reliability rating, nobody's going to like us, but there's not really a lot of people down here to do diplomacy with, so it doesn't matter too much. Luckily. Now the reason for this is they've got a province just over here called the Golden Tower. When they get the Golden Tower building, it gives a flat out 600 gold a turn, and it gives bonuses to its province and all the provinces around it. So that'll be Southlands Jungle, Kingdom of Beasts, Crater of the Waking Dead, and Southlands World Edge Mountains. So all 4 of those provinces, if we hold them, will be a massive economic hub, and we want that. And Teotihuacan takes an age, if at all, to even think about confederating. So, looking at the buildings then, we obviously want some growth going in there. Go for a skink foraging camp for the growth and the research it's going to give us. We're also going to go for the sacred spawning caverns, just get that mission out of the way and give us access to better Saurus. We're going to put Ratok, Skink Priest straight into Kroq Gar's army. and we're going to try pushing them back. I'm not going to chase them because we want the extra units from a recruitment rather than running after a bunch of rats that we're not going to be able to catch up with. Just pop back. We'll throw in a few Saurus warriors in there. And I think that's all we can do this turn. So just a brief overview of the map. We're down here, Kingdom of Beasts, bottom right hand corner, the boring corner. And our closest natural ally is over here in the Isthmus of Lustria, and that's Mazda Mundi. Now that's the reason why I've got that recruit defeated legendary lords mod, because we're not going to be able to get over there before he gets himself into some real trouble. So best thing for us to do is to wait until he gets killed and then just recruit him over here and just build it up this way. And then if he does die, then we'll just have to hop over to Lustria and set up the nodes again over there, put the Lizardmen back on top. After all, we are the defenders of the world. So let's end the turn. Okay, I'm going to be using these end turns to discuss where the campaign's going, where the channel's going, just things that affect me and affect us. I'm also going to be trying to go through little bits of lore, little bits of information on individual units, lords, etc, etc. So looking specifically at the Lizardmen, they are split into like 4 mini factions and then just have dinosaurs on the outside. I am going to fight this just because it's the first battle of the campaign. Like to always try and fight the first battle, so we'll quick save in case of a crash, and then we'll jump straight on in and defeat this army. So yeah, as I was saying, the Lizardmen are made up of a 4-tiered sort of caste system. Starting off on the lowest level is the Kroq Gar, who are labourers. The next tier up is the warriors, the Saurus. Then it's the skinks, who sort of do everything from artisan work to some warrior skirmisher type jobs, and then obviously up to the skink chiefs and priests, who direct the armies, direct the Saurus, and interpret the slan. And then at the top you've got the big fat toad priest slans, and they basically just interpret the will of the old ones and try and direct from a general sort of area. Okay, so I'm going to start off by throwing skirmishers to the front. No point keeping them back. Saurus warriors straight behind. With Kroq Gar and Ratok. And we're going to put Cav on the left and Stegadon on the right. And basically we just want to go straight into not going to gamble, 24 is good. Start the battle and let's just move forward to the base of this hill. I'm going to walk them so they don't get tired. It's not going to be much of an issue in this particular fight, but it's always good to get into good habits. And then I'm going to fast forward just so that it's not quite so long trying to get there. We're just going to have a quick look at the units. Stegadon there, Saurus warriors, Kroq Gar at the back, holding some glowy orb, and then essentially Saurus warriors on Velociraptors, the Cold One Cav. Might as well pull all of these up to the top of this hill. And again, just going to walk them because we don't want them getting tired. Yep, there they are down there. They do have missile superiority, but only just. Just going to move the rest of this up and basically just put it straight into their face. We are going to run for this bit, apart from the Stegodon, because it moves too quick. Okay, and we'll go into normal mode. Stegodon is just going to go straight at Halscurry. And we'll give the Saurus Warriors 2 individual targets. Bring the Cav up on one side. Ratok can wait a minute before going anywhere. And Kroq Gar can also go after the Warlord. We may as well. Oh, Stegodon missed. Pull the Skinks up on each side. Bring the Cav up straight into those slingers. Okay, well I don't want Kroq Gar taking a lot of damage, so in with the Stegodon. Doesn't really matter if they all break and run away because they are not able to retreat from this battle. They got caught in underway. Just gonna see if I can run down some of the Cav, level them up a little bit. Yeah, and no point continuing. And that's the end of that. Decisive victory. Okay, so we lost 6, killed 238. Not bad odds, to be honest. And yeah, good kill with the Cav. 71 with the Saurus Warriors. 49 with the Spears. And reasonable kills with the Skinks. Okay, well we don't really need the replenishment, so I'm just going to go for the experience, start building this force up. So that leaves Serpent Coast pretty much open for us to just walk in and take it. And the quicker we do that, we can just run straight round, take up the Cursed Jungle, and hopefully be back in time to smash a rebellion. So I'm hoping that within the first part we'd get another battle, possibly 2, and to take this whole province. And then we can move on Teotihuacan in the next part. Right. So, going to upgrade Kroq Gar with Route Marcher for his +10 campaign movement range. And head straight on into Serpent Coast. Okay. I mean, not really much point fighting that one, so I'm going to auto-resolve it. And we're just going to occupy the town. We're going to stay here for 1 turn. And then, as I said, we're going to make our way back up to Cursed Jungle. So I'm going to throw in favelas for money. and upgrade to a plaza. I'm going to try and wait to get the Saurus with the shields, because undoubtedly when we head up north there's going to be a lot more skirmishes, and we just can't really compete with that in the early game. So go for inspiring presence so that we can start working up our Saurus units. We're going to be using them right into the late game, so that's something we definitely want to beef up a little bit. For technology, we're going to go for the tablet of spawning, simply because it's the only one that we've got. We may as well be researching it. That's recruitment cost for skinks and chameleon skink units. And then, yeah, let's end the turn. So looking in the units in general, as we've already been over a brief overview, looking specifically at the skinks, they're quite light, quite quick, they don't rampage, but one thing they haven't got going for them is durability, especially on the higher difficulty levels. You can't get skinks, a single skink cohort, to stand up to clan rats. So the only thing they're really used for is skirmishing, and up until you've got the second level of skink building, you can't even do that properly. However, their hero units, the skink chief and the skink priest, are extremely good, extremely durable units. I mean, skink priests will absolutely dominate the battlefield up until the point where you get slam. So all in all, they're not that bad. Right, let's head on down. Going to 7 turns. It's not too bad. We get another with spears and a couple with shields. End the turn. Start of the Lizardman campaign. This is such an awful area to start off in, mainly because within about a 6 province radius you've got Tomb Kings, Undead, 2 clans of Skaven, 2 lots of Lizardmen and Dwarves, and there's only 2 ways out of this area. I'll show you in a minute, but there's only like 2 passes, so unless you're playing as the Dwarves and the Greenskins, which there's also a tribe of Greenskins in the area, unless you're playing as one of those 2 factions, you can't freely get in and out of this section. And where there's like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the little mountain range up the centre there, when you start heading further north, it starts becoming a bit of a game of cat and mouse, but sure we'll see that as we get up there. I'm going to save it for a turn so we can get to there, and I'm just going to recruit the whole lot as much as we can. And the turn again. We've got the extra money from the skink favelas. It's also quite difficult to get a second army to reinforce yourself as the Lizardmen, because the Lizardmen have such expensive units. I mean, for Kroq Gar it's not so bad in his own army because it's cheaper to recruit Saurus than skinks, but with skinks not being the most able-bodied soldiers, you kind of need to rely upon the Saurus, and as much as the Saurus are absolute beasts in the early game, if you're paying like 200 gold a turn per unit on a normal army, and then you've got the extra of, oh, you've got a second army, you need to pay more towards your upkeep, it can get a little bit tough, shall we say. 500 enemies in battle, 2 blessed Pterodon riders. Not my favourite units, but we'll go with it. Okay, so they do have an army already on the outside. And we're going to go for 3 more with shields. Leaves us only 3 down on our total count. And we've got 6 turns until a rebellion. So public order is beginning to sort itself out. Let's fast forward. Just hoping they haven't got a second army. Well, they probably will have a second army, but I'm hoping that it's just a lord within the Cursed Jungle settlement itself, because otherwise it is going to be quite a large battle. Are they going to be able to reinforce? Because if not, that is a bit of a stupid move.
Foolish thing, no!
Do I want to risk it? Shall I risk it? I am going to risk it. I'm going to go straight in. And I think that is definitely mine, so save in case of a crash. They don't have that many they've only got 2 units of missiles, the rest are just clan rats and Skaven slaves. So I think we're going to win this one. Although now that I've said that, we're probably going to lose. But yeah, we should be able to dominate that battle. The only issue we're going to have is going to be taking out that wizard, so obviously we're going to be using the Stegodon and Kroq Gar pretty much just to kill off that Grey Seer before he can do too much damage to my units, and then when they attack next turn we should be fine. With any luck. Okay, 22 into magic is good, so I'm not going to do anything about that. Let's start the deployment. I'm going to put the Saurus warriors without shields in the centre. I'm going to put a group of Saurus with shields on either side, and then I'm going to hold back the spear warriors as a sort of a reserve, just because there are quite a lot of Skaven and I don't really want them being able to go round and encircle me. Obviously right at the front I'm going to have the skinks again, because even if you only get one javelin throw in, that's quite nice. And I'm going to pull the cav round to the right flank this time, just because I want to get round in the trees and give it a rear charge straight into the slingers. And I'll have Ratok and Kroq Gar at either side of the line, just to give the leadership buff so that when the Saurus units start trying to rampage they might be able to stop them. Pull everyone up to there and pull the spear riders round to the flank. Fast forward. Just destroy those clan rats. If we can get rid of all of their little tricks and games before we engage in battle, it means they can't come in from behind us. So that is something that would be better for us. Going back in their places. Bring the cav round a bit more. Oh, they saw us. Right, now despite the fact they are a low threat, I don't want to just be straight into melee with them, because that would not be good for us. So we'll bring the cav in and we'll pull them round to deal with the threat. And then we'll push everyone forward. More over to this side though. And we are going to run them just because we want to close the distance a little bit. And we're going to charge the cav straight into those clan rats that just ambushed them. And let's get forward, start throwing some javelins please. We're not coming up on that side. Let's get the Stegodon into the mix. Bring the unmanned ones, unarmed ones up. Shields on the sides. Those in there. Bring that lot up and just throw everyone straight in. Bring that up into the centre. Right, let's start making use of this cav, shall we? Start buffing that lot. Kroq Gar's just getting into the mix. That Stegodon's not doing massively well. They've done the smart thing, they've pulled back, but we are going to get that priest, that grace here, sorry. Because look at the damage it's doing. I mean, that's obviously not the clan rats doing that, because they're just getting absolutely destroyed up here. But they are doing a fair amount of damage with that grace here.
Getting in front!
Luckily we've got cav that can go up against their archers. We are going to lose a fair bit of cav by the looks of it. All cav descend upon that grace here. You lot can all just descend upon there. Kroq Gar, you having fun, mate? 62 kills, not too bad. Oh, I think that grace here is gone. No. However, I am going to have to pull the cav away. So, that's not good. Pull the skinks over here. Oh, that is not a good position for those spear riders. I think I might lose them. Although if I'm lucky, they might just about get out. But that grace here definitely won't. Right, let's retreat. Kroq Gar, you can chase them by yourself, bud. let's put a little buff on those. And that lot. Just come round here. You can pull back to over here just in case you need to be supported. Just pull them over there. Stegodon is done playing. Let's bring them back towards the clan rats over there. We send the cavalry home. Just descent upon them. Just an absolute massacre. And victory. And it's just rat butchery. Just gonna let him finish off this little mob here. Just absolute slaughter. Okay, and we'll end the battle there. To be fair, apart from the cav, I don't think there's going to be that many actual casualties amongst the army. I mean, the cav took an absolute battering, but in fairness, they were the only ones that could take down those slingers. So, highest kills, 163 with those Saurus Warriors, 138 with those ones, 110 there. 89 with Kroq Gar, not too bad across the board. And on their side, not an awful lot. So I lost 202, killed more than 1,000. Probably about 1,100. Wouldn't say that's too bad, to be honest. Okay, decisive victory. We kept all of our units, we destroyed the Skaven, got a bit of loot. We are going to just occupy, because I don't want to put the public order out too much. Right of ferocity, province secured, we got the Pterodon Riders. Okay, let's upgrade Proud Warrior with Kroq Gar. And we're going to get a Uranon's Thunderbolt with Ratok. Right guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave the episode. Before we go there, I'm just going to give you a little update on what's going on with this series. I am going to be filming parts 1, 2 and 3 all together and releasing them all within the first week. After that, I'm going to be doing one episode a week to be released probably on a Thursday. If not a Thursday, then definitely a Friday. And then within the next 3 to 4 weeks I'm going to be releasing a second campaign to run alongside. Not quite sure what it's going to be yet, so if you guys have any idea of what you would like to see, then please give me a message or leave a comment down below. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please leave a like and subscribe and a comment just to let me know. Thank you very much, and until next time, see you later.